I'm Casey Johnson with NBC Sports Chicago. Welcome to the Bulls.
Thank you. Nice to meet you.
Nice meeting you. I'm curious what your reaction was to the trade and how you believe you will fit playing alongside Zach LaVine. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, when I got the call from the Magic GM John Hammond, it was for sure a little it was a bit of a shock. Although I knew there were like talks going on and it was a possibility, it was still once it happens, once you realize you actually going through with it, it's a little different. But yeah, I mean, obviously I'm very happy to be here. I think that I can fit right in with the group of guys that we have here, and I think my style of play fits as well. And but talking to a lot of players and also Coach Donovan, and a lot of stuff he wants to learn and how he wants to play and how he's seen the game of basketball is, feel like I could fit right in. I enjoy playing the way they play, and I've watched them a lot. And so even when we played, when I was with Orlando, we played against the Bulls. I felt like they had a good team, and so happy to be here. Excited. Obviously, it's gonna take a little bit of time for me to adjust and for them to adjust to me and all that. But I'm looking forward to this first game tonight.
Thank you.
Jamal, go ahead.
Hey, what's up, man? Jamal Collier from the Chicago Tribune. Welcome to Chicago, even though you're not there yet. What Zach talked about that you guys had a little bit of relationship before this, kind of just, what is relationship? When did you guys meet? And just kind of how do you see you guys fitting together on the court?
So we had the same agency, so we kind of met through that, and then we really actually met. We met on the court by playing each other, and then we got to know each other a little better at All-Star game. And then now a big fan of Zach. I mean, he's a hell of a player, and I've heard a lot of great things about him off the court as well. So I'm looking forward to getting to know him. But I think that on the court, I think that we'll play pretty good together. I think that our games feed each other. We spoke a little bit, and a lot of things that Zach likes to do. I can help him with that, and he can help me with a lot of things. I think our two-man game can be very good. Pick and roll, handoff, different ways. Obviously, like I said, it's going to take some time for us to get to know each other and build that chemistry. But I think when you have two high caliber players, two players with high IQ that know how to play the game and play to win, I think it won't take as long. So I think that we'll fit great together, and I'm really looking forward to playing with him. He's obviously had of a year, and he's been an All-Star. We've both been All-Stars, so it's going to be great. I think for us to play together, I think we can help the team really take the next step.
Thanks.
Cody, go ahead.
Cody Westerlund with 670 The Score. I was just curious, when did you first get wind that you could be traded to Chicago, and what have your conversations with Arturas Karnisovas kind of been like after the trade was made?
So after the trade was made, I mean, he called me right away, and it was just he was happy that they were able to bring me to Chicago. They was looking forward to me coming to Chicago and joining the team. And I mean, I knew him. I actually met him during my draft process. He was a scout for the Rockets, and he took me out to dinner, and that's when I got to know him. So I knew him for a long time, and I've seen him over the years when he was with the Nuggets, and then also through different NBA camps. So I knew him for a while. So it was just the kind of the basic talk that he was happy to have me here, and looking forward to me fitting with the team and playing here. And so it was just that. I haven't seen him much. I think he's out of town now. He's not with us. But as far as I knew talks were going on, and I was talking to the Magic front office as well. So there were talks, and so it's kind of a mutual thing. It's not like it happened out of nowhere, and I was just shocked by it. There were talks, and I knew about it. So I also appreciate the Magic, giving me a heads up about it. And so just they decided to go in a different direction. We felt like it was a good time, to do this, and the team there just kind of hit a ceiling. So we figured out it was time, and so it was just and it was difficult for me because I spent so much time there. But I'm looking forward for this new challenge. I'm very excited for it.
Mike, go ahead.
Hey, yeah, Mike McGraw, Daily Herald. I'm sorry. This is Mike McGraw from the Daily Herald in suburban Chicago. Zach told us yesterday that you guys were texting with each other like during the trade process. I don't know if did that happen like after the trade became official, or were you guys kind of like sharing stories on what might happen earlier in the day?
No, he reached out to me after the trade happened, he was just, he just texted me that he was very happy that I'm coming there, and he was looking forward to us playing together. So that was it after the trade. But I got like a billion text messages after the trade happened, so it was I don't remember all of them. But yeah, he just reached out after, just telling me that he was very excited and he was happy for me to join, and same for me, obviously.
Rob, go ahead.
Hi, Nikola. I'm Rob Schaefer with NBC Sports Chicago. It's nice to meet you. I had a question about, I'm sure you've talked to Billy at this point too, just kind of what were your impressions of him and conversations with the coaching staff upon the news break?
It's been very positive. They've all been very welcoming. And yeah, with Billy, actually, first night I got in, we spoke for a good 20, 30 minutes. I think, we went over a lot of stuff they run, they used to run, and how I can fit in, and what I think we can, I can help the team, and things that I like, and stuff we used to do in Orlando, and things like that. And then went over the defense a little bit. And then we just talked about, a lot of people we knew we had in common. I mean, a lot of people had reached out to me and told me a lot of great things about, of course, Donovan. So that's always helpful that, when you have people in common. But I mean, I think we, like I said, our approach to the game, the way we see the game and all that is very similar. And I feel like I can fit right in. And, we got along very well. And I think it's something that I know as time goes on, we're going to build that relationship. I think, it's going to be great for both of us. But yeah, no, the rest of the coaching staff also, we've been very welcoming. Unfortunately, I've met about 100 people in the last 2 days, and I remember very few names. And I mean, in general, I'm very bad with names, so it's going to take me some time. That's probably going to be the hardest part. But I'll, I'll figure it out and then I think the masks also don't help, because then once hopefully we get soon to a time where there are no more masks, then I'll have to meet everybody again. But it's part of it.
Chuck, go ahead. Chuck, you with us? Casey, go ahead.
Yeah, since I'm the annoying guy who asked 2 questions, I expect you to remember my name. No, I'm just kidding. Casey Johnson again. The Bulls tweeted a picture of you as a 5-year-old wearing all Bulls gear. Obviously, the Bulls were such a global brand throughout the 90s and 2000s. Can you explain? Do you remember that picture, first of all, and what's kind of been your fandom of the Bulls as you were growing up in Switzerland, or et cetera?
Yeah, so that picture was from when I lived in Belgium, but yeah, of course, I remember it. So growing up, I mean, I think like obviously many people, I was a big Bulls fan, because of Jordan and all the success that the Bulls had at that time, and I was just obsessed with Jordan and Jordan gear and everything that came with it. And I was lucky that my dad, he played professionally, so he had access to a lot of the stuff. And actually, I think on that picture you can't really see because it's very dated and it wasn't as good quality as now. But I have a pair of Jordan 9s. So I was, actually, as soon as I got traded, my family had reached out to me and we talked about the picture. But yeah, I was a big fan then, obviously, and I watched so many of the Bulls games and so many of like the Jordan highlights and everything. And obviously watched the Last Dance when he came out. So I guess it was meant to be in a way, for sure. And I think I'm not sure, but I might still have that that sweatsuit somewhere. I'll have to ask my mother. Probably
Okay,
too small now, but I have it.
we'll do a couple more. Chuck, did you have a question? Because you dropped out of my computer.
Yeah. Thanks, Tim. I apologize. Nikola, my name is Chuck Swirsky. I do the radio play-by-play for the Bulls. And you've competed against the Bulls for a decade, but let's go maybe this year, last year, with the nucleus of the guys you're going to be joining. What were your impressions of the Bulls when you played against them?
I felt like they had a very talented team. A lot of guys that were up and coming. Obviously Zach, this year he exploded, but Lowry Markin as well, Kobe White, and then also I'm a big fan of Tomas Satoransky. Well, he's not as young anymore, but he I played against him over the years, and then also with national teams. So a lot of guys I felt like had a lot of potential, and it felt in a similar way kind of couple years ago with us in Orlando before, where it was just we had a bunch of young pieces that you're just missing that little bit. And so that when the trade happened, I felt like I could be a guy that I could come in and help really to kind of take the next step, and felt like my experience and everything can help with some of those guys, and feel like they're right there. there's not a lot missing. I think I can help that, and also not just me, but all the other moves that were made over the deadline. I think getting Daniel Tice is a huge pickup. Great player. And also Chief Al-Farouq Aminu came with me here from Orlando. Javonte Green, and also a good player for us, and Tony Brown. So I think that all those guys we can help, and with the people that we have here, it's going to take some time for us to all fit in, but I think that there's a good group here. And one thing that I really liked when I watched practice yesterday, I couldn't be part of it, but there was just this very positive energy around the group. Guys, really worked hard, and you could tell that there was just this positive vibe, and guys are really motivated to have success and achieve something. So it was great to see, and I think that's kind of the base you have to have, that guys that are willing to get it to that level. And so hopefully I can fit right in and help them get to that next step.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll do two more. Darnell, go ahead.
Hi, Nikola. Darnell Mayberry with The Athletic. Welcome to Chicago. I have two questions actually. The first is about your shooting. Over the last 4 years, you've really become a good three-point shooter. What's gone into that process, and how have you turned that into a weapon for you offensively?
Yeah, so for me, it was I was always really good at shooting the mid-range, and as the game evolved and the three-point became such a huge part of the game, I felt like I had to evolve too, and I couldn't stick to shooting mid-range. So it was just a process of me getting comfortable to shooting the three consistently and in big numbers. And just each year I took small steps. First it was like 2 threes, and then it was 3. Now it's up to 6, and I'm shooting more comfortable than ever. But it was just a process, just working on it. A lot of shots every day over the summer, and then just going through the kind of pains of missing and making and having some big games, some not as good games. I think a big turning point for me was last year, the playoff series against Milwaukee, where I could really see with my shooting how I impacted us, the team then, and how we were just it was helping us scoring and open up so much for us then. And so it was that's really kind of a turning point in my mind, where it helped me kind of get over the hump and not think about it, to where this year was just, it's a part of my game. It opens up a lot for me, for my team. I think big men are not used to guarding other bigs that can shoot and stretch a floor like that. So it just opens up a lot. I can shoot it, create off the dribble, drive to the basket. So and then nowadays everybody wants to play with space, and it just opens up a lot for guards. So we look at the guards we have here, and it can open up a lot of things for Thomas, for Kobe, for Zach, for other guys, Patrick as well. So it's going to be, I think, a big weapon for us for sure.
Thank you for that. And then I'd also like to ask you about Al-Farouq Aminu. What are the Bulls getting in your teammate Al-Farouq?
Yeah, Chief, he's a very experienced player, very good, defensive player also, somebody that plays hard. Unfortunately, he had, when he was in Orlando with me there, he had injury, so he never really, got to show what he can do. But, we all know how good he was for the Blazers before. So I think, and once he gets to 100% and once he gets comfortable, he can really help a lot. He just has that, grit and something that every team needs.
Thank you.
Josh, go ahead.
Yeah, Nick, Josh Robbins with The Athletic. I know you're excited to be in Chicago and join the Bulls. That's obvious, but could you describe, if it exists, any element of sadness to be moving on from Orlando?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm getting emotional now, but like I said, when I was, when I wrote that text, it was very difficult for me to do that, but it was just, sorry. I mean, to me, the hardest part was just, Right. And to me, the hardest part was just the people. I mean, over 9 years, you're gonna meet a lot of great people, and that was just the hardest for me. Just leaving, that place. Obviously, it meant a lot to me, and like I said, I came there as a kid, left as a man. So I guess you guys know the answer with my reaction, but it's just leaving that place after so many years. Obviously, was hard.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, everybody. Thank you, Nikola.
Thanks, Nicole.